A resource is a particular substance or element in life that has potential and value for various uses, especially in production activities. In economics, resources are inputs to produce goods and services. For economic resources are land, labor, capital, and technology. Human beings, or we can call them human resources, are considered to be the best resource because humans can make the best use of the resources if they have the knowledge, education, and technology to do so. Waste has been a source of concern for humanity since the dawn of time. Waste is frequently confused with garbage. However, there was waste long before trash existed. Understanding the many types of trash can assist us in determining how to avoid and reduce it. For over 1,400 years, Muslims have been taught how to minimize and reduce waste, and we may all benefit from the direction provided in Islam through Quranic injunctions and the Prophet's Sunnah. The United Nations has been working on the Sustainable Development Goals (SDGs) since 2012 to address this issue of wasting resources and keeping them idle, as well as many other global issues that the modern world faces. As a result, the SDGs play a part in addressing this issue by establishing their first aim, namely no poverty, which eliminates all forms of extreme poverty such as a lack of food, safe drinking water, and sanitation, as well as a lack of education. Hence, this term paper will examine a few questions as well as some research that has been done on this subject to provide us with a clear picture, particularly on wasting resources and keeping them idle. Throughout this term paper, the discussions that will be discussed are: what are resources and their types of resources? How does the public currently waste resources? In Fiqh perspective, why is it important for us to take good care of the resources that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given to us? What is the relationship between wasting resources that could lead to the contrast with sustainable goal number 1, which is no poverty? And how can we, as the trustee of Allah, manage the resources efficiently based on the Fiqh perspective?
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Amshar Hakimi bin Mohamed Faizul 2119809, and I will discuss about the first question in this term paper, which is what are resources and the types of resources.
Resources, in general, are a type of supply that a person or organization can tap into to function and carry out plans and projects. Money, material, personnel, energy, expertise, time and management are all examples of resources. The definition of resources is found in various fields, for example, in economics, biology and ecology, computer science, management and human resources. A resource in economics is a service or other object that is used to generate commodities and services that meet human wants and needs. Three types of resources used in economics are natural resources, human resources, and capital goods. First, a natural resource is any resource that is found in nature and is used to produce goods and services. Nature supplies a diverse range of resources such as land, minerals such as copper, energy reserve including oil, coal, and natural gas, lakes, rivers, oceans, and other bodies of water, wildlife and vegetation, air, weather conditions including sunshine and wind. Secondly, people or our human resources are valued for their contributions to the creation of commodities and services. This refers to both physical and mental exertion. Human resources include the following: real estate agents that sell or rent homes and business space. Raw materials and completed goods are delivered by truck drivers. Operation managers coordinating production activities, and questionnaires are sent by marketing researchers. And the last one, capital goods. Capital goods are any produced or constructed thing that is utilized to produce products and services. Natural resources are provided by Mother Nature. but capital products are developed by humans. Human resources generate and deploy capital goods to change something less than satisfactory natural resources and turn it into consumer satisfactory products.
Allah has lavished us with numerous blessings. Resources is one of them. We must be grateful for it and protect this gift. As Allah's servants on this planet, mankind has the right to utilize any of Allah's resources. However, some people use it irresponsibly. Wildforest fires are one of them. This is usually done to obtain land for construction. It doesn't matter if it's for tourism, housing, or industry. Illicit forest fire saves money because the area is too large. However, if this is not handled, a wave of disasters will ensue. Forest fires interrupt the ecological functions of the forest. Deforestation worsens natural disasters such as flood, landslides, and droughts. When the forest is bare of trees, drainage capacities are weakened, which can result in flooding. For example of what is happening now in Pahang, Malaysia, over 2,000 hectares of forest has been cut down. This leads to Pahang experiencing flooding almost every year at the end of the year during the monsoon season. Wild forest fires may also result in a decrease in clean water stocks. One of the biological roles of forests is to play an essential role in the hydrological cycle. Forest fires impair the capacity of a forest to absorb and store moisture. Furthermore, it may result in a reduction in the quality of air. Smoke, carbon dioxide or CO2, and other toxic chemicals are released during the forest fires. Forest fires also restrict the ability of forests to store carbon. Both have a major impact on global warming and climate change. This has a significant negative impact on human health, causing respiratory system infections, difficulty breathing, skin rashes, contact dermatitis, as well as other symptoms. In the chase of greatness, we neglect to do good in developing towns across the world. Take for example, the city of Kuala Lumpur, where there are more roads than residences. It appears to be a city designed for automobiles rather than people. As a result, many people are evicted from their homes and become homeless, while the wealthy lives well. It is a waste of resources when the land might be used to develop more residences and fewer roads. This way, public transportation such as the LRT and MRT can be fully utilized, resulting in reduced smoke emissions. Islam teaches us to protect what Allah has provided us on this planet. God provides resources for humans to gather on earth as a means of nourishment, in addition to being obligated to worship. Humans, on the other hand, are frequently irresponsible in their management of the environment. The Quran also describes how humans are negligent in this universe. Al-Rum verse 41 to 42 states it clearly. Corruption has been seen on land and at sea because of what the hands of men have done. Allah wants them to feel some of the results of their action so that they return to the right path. Say Muhammad, travel on the earth and see how the ancients ended. Most of them are the people who associate with Allah. This verse states that damage has been seen on land and in the oceans due to the human transgression, such as famine, severe drought, many diseases, and epidemics, all of them which are produced by human disobedience so that they will be penalized for some of their offense in the world. As a result, if they repent to Allah and return to Him by quitting to sin, their situation will improve and their affairs will be straightened out. By squandering resources irresponsibly, Goal 13 of the SDG, taking immediate action to mitigate climate change, is being pushed further away from reality. All living things, from humans to plants, deserve to live in a world where climate change is minimal. Rising temperatures in the environment are one of the main causes of the climate disasters such as storms, floods, and drought. According to the UN's SDG goals, if people can stop damaging the Earth's resources and start using them efficiently, a bright future is likely and can be realized by 2030. It will not be easy to achieve this, and all parties must contribute in order for present and future generations to prosper.
Quran and Hadith have many verses and prose on how important it is for humans to take good care and preserve the resources to bring benefits to themselves and share it with others. As Allah's servants on this world, we have the privilege of using all resources, whether natural resources or those acquired by humans themselves. To maintain the country's economy, it is essential to protect natural resources, utilize people's skills and power to establish a good structure and benefits from capital goods. The prohibition of spreading corruption on the world is also stated in the Quran, which prohibits all type of corruption, including corruption of souls, lineage, religion, property, or intellects. Humans need the natural resources that given by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to survive and benefits from them. For instance, some animals to be sold in business and being consumed by humans as food. In Islam, environmental conservation considered social obligation. Islam prohibits the overexploitation of natural resources such as wasting water, causing pollutions and illegal logging. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in the Quran, all children of Adam, rest properly whenever you are at worship, eat and drink, but do not waste. Surely he does not like the wasteful. Aside from natural resources, human resources play an important role in the production of goods and services, while also developing Islamic principles and excellent values in employees. A high unemployment rate indicates that the economy is unable to provide adequate job opportunities for those who are looking for jobs. This will lead a negative impact on their families' disposable income, resulting in poverty. According to Maqasid Sharia, Islam emphasizes the protection of life and property. Islam also urges Muslims to work and have a halal job, which does not contradict with Islamic rulings. Anyway, Islam forbids laziness and being unemployed without making an attempt to find work, as well as keeping one's occupations abandoned. Corresponding to the Maqasid Sharia on the protection of intellect, this indicates the need of having a good work in order to maintain mental awareness. It is also necessary to have a sense of duty as part of society in order to maintain a good living without being totally dependent on others. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created everything to be in perfect balance. This balance has been broken by human choices, resulting in resource overconsumption, exploitation, and overuse.
The next question is about the relationship between natural resources that could lead to the contrast with sustainable goal number 1, which is no poverty. This discussion of the Sustainable Development Goals SDG election is focused on a single core SDG, namely no poverty, which has a beneficial connection with SDG number 12, which is consumption and production. Because poverty remains one of humanity's most urgent issues, No Poverty campaign aims to eradicate poverty in all of its forms. Despite the fact that the number of people living in extreme poverty decreased by more than half between 1990 and 2015, far too many people still struggle to meet their most basic human needs such as health, education and access to clean water and sanitation, it's stated by United Nations. Its objectives include ensuring equitable access to economic resources, basic services, property and land control, natural resources, and innovative technology for all members of society, particularly the poorest and most vulnerable. As stated in the discussion number 1 regarding the resources, 3 types of resources used in economics are human resources, capital resources, and natural resources. The term paper discusses how natural resources waste refutes the SDG concept of zero poverty. Natural resources, which are known to be formed naturally from plants and animals, are extremely limited. However, if they are fully utilized, properly cared for, and preserved, they will be a long-term resource that is critical to economic stability. Furthermore, Islam strongly encourages people to work to benefit Allah's earth by engaging in beneficial activities such as farming. It can be summarized that if a resource is left idle, humans will not be able to reap the benefits of it, and this will lead to a variety of other issues. The most obvious one is poverty. This is in direct contrast to the United Nations concept of eradicating poverty and ensuring responsible and productive consumption and production. For example, Dewan Madarai Kuala Lumpur DBKL has launched an initiative to help homeless people in Anjung Kelana find work in urban gardens. They planted vegetables in vacant space near the transit hub. Homeless people who finish their studies will be able to live independently, will be given shelter and will be hired to plant trees throughout Kuala Lumpur as part of the Green KL initiative. Other than that, according to the latest statistics from the Department of Statistics Malaysia DOSM, unemployment in the country rose to 772,900 people in December 2020, a rate of 4.8%. Just after a small decline in the previous month, Malaysia's Chief Statistician Datuk Seri Dr. Mohamed Mahidin reported that the number of working populations in December 2020 increased by 0.1% or 19,300 people to 15.22 million people. When statistics show an increase in Malaysia's unemployment rate, means there is a waste of human resources. The simple conclusion is that those who do not work cannot contribute to the production process and also to the growth of domestic production. As a result, the country's poverty statistic will rise in the long run because when a person does not work and has no income, their purchasing power decreases. Following that, all necessities such as food, drink, housing, education and so on cannot be met. This demonstrates that squandering human resources and leaving them inert results in the opposite concept of SDGs, namely no poverty, which indirectly violates the concept of responsible consumption and production.
For the final question, how can we, as the trustee of Ummah, manage the resources efficiently based on the Fiqh perspective? We will discuss two groups of resources, which are human resources and natural resources.
As the trustee of Ummah, humans can manage the natural resources efficiently, even through the comfort of each respective home. For instance, consuming water responsibly. Always remember to turn off the water when brushing your teeth. This action is also aligned with Sustainable Development Goal SDG number 12, which is responsible for consumption and production. As consumption of each of the natural resources is done according to the person's needs and avoid waste. In Fiqh perspective, the management of natural resources can be related to the concept of Daruriyah in Maqasid Sharia, which is protection of religion. This refers to human being deviating from Allah's command in the context of good ties between man and Allah, as well as man's interaction with nature.
Next, human resources.
As the trustee of Ummah, human resources can be managed efficiently through the company's training and employee development. For example, providing computer classes for employees who are not familiar with new technological advancement. Furthermore, this is aligned with SDG number 1, which is no poverty, as humans can improve their livelihood and be able to afford daily necessity without limitation through their income. From Fiqh perspective, human resources management can be related to Maqasid Sharia, which is protection of life on Hajjah and Tahsiniyah levels, because humans are reminded to always upgrade their life to be better life.
As conclusion, wasting resources is contrary from Allah's command, because the resources is huge blessing from Allah to all humankind.